This is Meet the Owner, where business stories come to life with your host, Steven Dryden-Hall. Let's go, people.
Hi, welcome to Boom 7 Meet the Owner. This week we've got a charity for Milton Keynes. It's St Mark's Meals, and my guest is Rachel. And we met a few years ago. We see each other once a year, so that sounds a bit weird. So can you tell the listeners where you're from and what your charity does?
Yeah, hi. Thank you for having me. We are St Mark's Meals, as you said. We are a local charity in Milton Keynes who partner with schools and children's centres and other charitable hubs across the city. And we provide them with meal boxes with all the ingredients and a recipe card for people to identify, so like teachers and other staff, when children come in into school and clearly haven't eaten and aren't getting a meal on the table that night, they can be fed. Our goal is that no child in Milton Keynes should have to go to bed hungry, and that's what we do.
Which is an amazing cause. So let's just go back to the beginning. So I was working in a pub, and a guy called Paul Oxley walked in, and I served and went, "Hey Paul, how are you from school?" I hadn't seen him for 30 years, and he was like, "No, that's not me, mate." I was like, "Oh, I'm really sorry. I thought you were Paul." He went, "It's my older brother." So I was like, "Oh, okay, fine." So about a month later, this Paul Oxley, who helped started the charity, right?
Yeah, so he started it, yeah.
Yeah. I'm in John Lewis, Christmas shopping. I look left, it's this guy again. So I'm like, I better not say hello, because it's all wrong. It's his brother, Paul. So he was like, "Oh, hey Steve, how are you?" And I'm like, "Oh, it is Paul." He went, "Oh yeah, my brother said that he's seen you. Do you fancy a coffee?" So we went and had a coffee, right? So we were chewing the fat. I said, "I'm doing the food awards in Milton Keynes. So what do you do?" And he said, "Oh, I'm a vicar now." I was like, "What?" So at school, there was no religion coming out of Paul Oxley. But actually, I think he was quite religious. He just didn't tell anyone, because we're from Fishmead, and it probably would have caused a little bit of tension, actually, with the type of people that went there. So I can say that. So anyway, I started support by going to his carol singing that he does every year, and they raise money.
Just to clarify,
yes.
He isn't carol singing himself.
He's not carol singing, but can he sing?
That would be fun. I think so.
He's good at talking.
Yeah.
He's like a champion talker. So anyway, at school, he was fast, he was clever, he was likeable. And actually, a lot of the idiot kids kind of didn't like that. So one day they said to, and I might have told you this story, they were like, "Who do you think you are? Superman, right?" So that was the last thing they said before the next day. So the next day, Paul turns up. He's got a shirt on. He undone his shirt. He'd made a Superman t-shirt, and I was like, he's so cool.
Do you think he's going to be happy with it?
Well, this is the story. We have to start the story. So anyway, we were friends as little tiny kids, and we always got on well, and his mum used to make me cakes, and just super guy. And to see him sort of 30 years later saying that he's a vicar and that he's got this charity that wants to help people, I was like, he's the guy that does that. So how did it start?
Well, it did start with Paul Oxley, and still Paul Oxley is very, very much involved. He and some other people started it was called Make Lunch to begin with, and they used to go into schools and make a lunch over the half terms, and that was great, and it was great for those half terms. It was for those who would need further support over the half term to get dinner on the table. However, it becomes really apparent that kids are hungry more than just during half term. That kids can go hungry any day of the week. So that's when the idea being that we provide a meal in a box that can be given out at any time from a school as an emergency need.
Which is amazing. So is there an embarrassment piece? Because, as a parent, say you're struggling, you don't want to admit you're getting that box. So is there like a bit of a secret, we do need your help, but don't tell anyone? I
think it's something that as a charity we do come across, and it is one of our biggest challenges at the moment, is trying to help families not feel a sense of embarrassment that they're in this position. Yeah. And so we do work alongside our teachers and our staff members to kind of help the families, so they can identify the families in a nice, discreet way. But also the box, though it is a box, we try and make it that there's not much branding and stuff on it, so it's quite discreet, and you can put it all in a bag. And we try and make it clear that it doesn't matter the reasons why, that actually we just want to feed you and just want to make sure kids are fed.
We all have ups and downs in life, and sometimes we're up, sometimes we're down. And actually, there's a lot of successful people that come your way because they're used to a certain amount of money, a good job, maybe the car, and all the bills going up. So that's kind of a bit of a thing, isn't it? So at
the moment we're working alongside the Community Foundation around Invisible visible poverty, which as a Milton Keynes, I think we've seen a lot of. Quite often it could be your neighbour that is struggling to get them on the table and you just wouldn't even know it, because where we live in Milton Keynes, there are some lovely affluent areas. However, a lot of people are put into those affluent areas where they may not get more access to more food provisions and transport. So there has been quite a big campaign about maybe not knowing that it is your neighbour that's struggling. Also, I would say that a lot of people that need our boxes are actually people who are in work. And as you said a minute ago, like, cost of living is really high. And it's not that people aren't in work. It's more that they just can't get to the end of the month. So it's trying to not let that be a problem, and that it doesn't matter, you can have the box. Also, I would say that a lot of our boxes are also used for many other reasons: being evicted, living in temporary accommodation, fleeing domestic abuse, sudden loss of job, sudden bereavement. Like, the list goes on, and so we don't ever want these to be boundaries to be put in the way from kids being fed.
So there's a big piece, really. We had a meeting before this in a little cafe, and I said, how many corporates are supporting you in your charity? And, Milton Keynes, I think, is one of the busiest, most successful, growing economies in the whole of the UK. And I think you told me 6 companies. And I was like, that's shocking. So part of today is to really get into these corporates that people live here, to say, look, what can we do to help? Even if it's a fundraiser, get more boxes made, more food donated. What's the minimum you can do? So there's that number 7. I like 7, boom 7, right? There's that 7 days a week. £7. What can £7 do for your charity as a one-off? What does that do?
That would feed a family. So £7 is what our cost of the boxes. That doesn't include staffing, but that is the actual box itself, all the printing and all the ingredients and recipe card and everything. So that would pay for a family of 4 to 6 to be fed. But if you want to talk about the different things that a corporate could do, then we do have different gradings there as well.
We will get into that. Okay. So if you 2 coffees, right? Two coffees.
Even 3, depending on where you go.
Probably 2 at the moment. If you go to these top big brands, not even saying they're top brands, that's 2 coffees.
Yeah.
Would you rather have 2 coffees today, or would you rather feed a family? I know what I'd do. That'd be nice to feed a family, wouldn't it? So that's your sort of entry level, isn't it?
We have lots of wonderful, wonderful people who give us £7 a month, who give us various different amounts, and that is part of it. Keeps us going. It's having that regular income coming in. So yes, we are very, very, very grateful for those people who are able to do that.
So that's that. There's a £35 thing that you can do as well.
Yeah, so that's just I can't remember that came across. I suppose that's like a week's worth of food to help a family. I would also say, while I'm talking about that, is that we have high need over the holidays.
Yes.
Because there is no free school meal at that point as well, or there's vouchers, which I think some schools don't always have access to at the moment. So we are now looking at providing additional support for those people who need support for the whole of the holidays with our holiday support bags, which we will be looking for funding for at some point. Yeah.
Okay, so as a corporate, you like cash, don't you? So
we do.
We had this chat. We're like, yes, great, come and do some packing. I want to do some packing. I want to bring my mum and do some packing. But actually, that's not what we want here. We want to take your cash, turn it into boxes, and feed some families, right?
Yeah. And I can tell you, because our boxes, they do have certain ingredients, but they also are packed by a wonderful set of volunteers, and they are delivered by a wonderful set of volunteers.
But yeah, I'm agreeing with you. Yeah.
But also, our boxes are created to be more than just that. It's just an experience as well. So if people are able to keep us doing that, our boxes have these wonderful recipe cards with for kids to do stuff on them. But they're about encouraging eating together, cooking together, and being together as a unit, and however that may look like for them. So we really try and encourage that as well within our boxes.
Do you have like collection pots? You know those little pots that you do there? So how many of those are sitting in the charity?
We have, I've got about 6 sitting in our office, but I have 2 at MK College. At their tills at their cafe there.
So you've got 6 spares?
Yeah, because we use them at some fundraising events. To be fair, they have been used. But if anyone wants any more, I can certainly stick them at their till or wherever.
So also, we don't only want your cash, we want your customers' cash as well. So anyone that's got a large footfall where you know they want to chuck some change in to help the charity. That's an easy win, isn't it? You just make a record of where it's at. We're talking about independent businesses here, so give us a shout. I'm going to tag some of you people in from Milton Keynes as well. So we know a lot of chefs. We run the food awards. Can some of our chefs produce some menus maybe, and if with a little donation, if you sign it off, it's something that to get away with?
For us to have as a recipe?
Yeah, but using simple stuff like tins
potentially.
of.
I'm going to be honest with you, it took me 18 months to get our most recent recipe out, and that's because
18 months.
Yeah, and I can say, well, partly because we all work part-time, but and also because we have to make sure that all the ingredients are long life. We have to make sure it's a healthy, wholesome food. We have to make sure that we have then got all of the design work ready for it, and also we have to make sure that kids are going to like it. And trust me, that is a lot harder than you would imagine. Lots of people have lots of opinions about that one. So
I've got 3 kids, right? Yeah. So the other day, I made 5 meals.
Yeah.
5 meals.
Yeah.
5 meals. I'm on pizza, I'm on pasta, I'm on pulled pork, daddy. Then I'm trying to eat healthy. My wife's like, I'm hungry. 5 meals. So I get it.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
So we have spent a lot of time on the development of our recipes so that they hopefully schools have a choice for people to have. We also try and make sure that they are vegetarian too, as well. Not a sausage hot pot, that's not vegetarian.
Vegetarian halal.
Yes,
covers
exactly.
Halal,
Covers halal.
vegan,
exactly.
where possible.
Gluten intolerance and all
so
those
many,
things.
isn't there?
Exactly.
Mustard seeds, fish shells.
So it
just
does.
eat food.
Yeah, exactly. When you have all of those in the mix, so trying to get that and long provisioned food, it can be quite difficult. But I'm always open to suggestions.
Well, I'm going to suggest that we get a chef to do something that covers all of that, but they have to pay.
Well, that's
to get it in.
So that's the other thing.
How's
Is
that
it
sound?
costs us money as a charity to get all the artwork together, to get the box ready, to also get it all on our ordering site and all these things, and we have to get it photographed by our lovely Est.
Oh, we've got a professional here in the studio. Don't worry about that piece. So I'm a foodie. What's in one box? I've seen your tacos, but what's in one box?
Do you want to? I can tell you what's in taco one. That's
Tell
my
me the
favourite
taco.
one.
I love a taco. My daughter loves tacos.
I love tacos too.
Yes.
So in that one, we have got kidney beans,
Yes.
tinned tomatoes.
El Paso,
Yes.
based in Milton Keynes.
Yes, but they haven't got back to us.
Have they not? Right, big shout out to El Paso. I knew a guy, his mum's a midwife, Bradley, used to be their marketing manager at El Paso, and once they sent me a box. I don't know if they were trying to bribe me for something, I don't know, but it had like 500 mini Tabasco sauces in it. I was in heaven. I love that stuff. So we need to get back to them because that's your socials have got their brand.
Yeah,
on it.
so
that's nice marketing, right?
So we use their seasoning and their taco shells, and then we have rice. So the idea being that you create a sauce with the tomatoes and various different tinned beans and peas and sweet corn, I think. And then we add the seasoning, and then you make cooked rice into it, and then you put it in your taco, and it's
vegetarian.
It's vegetarian,
yes.
And if you have cheese, you can put that on top. It's vegetarian, and I think it's really yummy.
Amazing. And just give me another example. If you're not a Mexican fan,
if you're not
that
Mexican
might not be
fan,
for you.
and if you're not of like heat, we have our bolognese, which has got a secret ingredient, which is stuffing mix, which I know
don't
sounds
tell
crazy.
everyone. It's supposed to be a secret.
Well, oh no.
It's like that food whisperer guy. No one knows who he is. Stuffing, guys.
Well, okay,
Stuffing.
it's not secret anymore.
Live.
It's now all the people are going to be listening to this. All hundreds
Rachel.
of you, thousands of you.
You're going to have to get a new one.
That's all right. I've got a chef making me one now, haven't I?
There you
So
go.
here we go.
So
Sorted.
what's another one?
Oh,
Tell me about
we
this.
finished this one.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so it's our brilliant bolognese, and it's spaghetti, and it's lentils, and it's other veg, and it's also the secret ingredient stuffing mix. But that adds seasoning, basically. And big shout out to Nina, who came up with that one.
Thanks, Nina.
Thanks, Nina. Yes, and that one is, that one's I really like that one, but I'm a vegetarian, so I like lentils.
I keep shaking the desk because I'm laughing, but that's quite funny. Have you got any events this year? So I always think my idea is that if you give something to, I call them customers, but to the supporter, they're willing to give you a bit more. And I think with an event, so I am going to mention another charity as an example. We spoke about this. So Will and Hospice do a Santa Dash.
Yeah.
And what you do is you pay a fee, you get a suit, and you all walk around together. I think I've seen the producer there actually this year. I always see him, and he got loads of free teddy bears because that's another story. But is there something that St Mark's Mills are doing this year, where you get them into an event, because I think that's a nice way. And I know you're all part-time. This is part of the problem, that you've probably got a million ideas.
So yeah, that is it. A big shout out to Will and Hospice, by the way, because they are awesome.
They are awesome.
They are. Yeah, if I'm honest with you, we do have a million ideas, and if we had all the time in the world, we would love to put on an event, but we don't because we are delivering and packing at least over 500 boxes a month to be delivered.
So if there's any creatives out there that want to volunteer and create a campaign and completely do it for free to raise more cash from more people and
get
corporates.
A t-shirt or a hoodie.
I got a t-shirt.
Yeah, you did.
Amazing. And even buying a t-shirt. So if a t-shirt costs you £3, but you buy one for £7, that's profit. But then you supply and demand.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a huge amount of t-shirts at the moment. Don't all come running.
So we all want we want t-shirt suppliers as well. Anyone wants to donate t-shirts with a little bit of branding on there? That's another one.
Yeah.
Why not? Eh?
Why not?
So that's cool. So I had a little look at your, because you said to me when we met, can you tell me what you're going to ask me? I'm like, no. You're not going to do any research. You're going to throw them off there. So your social medias at the moment, which has got better, by the way. I've been watching it for a couple of years. You must have someone.
I've got somebody's come in recently.
Yeah, I think they're opposite me right now, and they are amazing. Great with a camera, very enthusiastic as well, and the visuals are amazing, by the way. And I'm not just saying that. Instagram, 512 people.
Which has gone up recently. So.
That doesn't sound like a lot.
It doesn't.
Okay, and so the more people you talk to, the more opportunities you can get. And then social media on Facebook, 1.1k. Now, you've said to me before the show, this year, 2025, is to double that.
Yeah.
So we don't just want cash.
No.
We want to tell more people to get more followings, right?
Cash and followings.
And following. And in order, it's cash first?
Cash first.
Cash first.
Oh, unless, the followings bring in loads and loads of cash. Then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Double bubble. We want cash and following and share.
The more people that know about us, the better, essentially. Like Chris didn't know about us, and we are literally just around the corner, and we're also in 140 settings. So, and sometimes we can be in a setting where not even everybody even knows in school that we're there. So the more people that know about us, the more corporates know about us, the more children eventually that we can actually help, because the more cash we have, the more kids we can help. So
it's quite interesting, because I do some school runs, but I would not say that I know St Mark's Mills as a support thing in school, but I suppose it's quite discreet until you need that service, which is quite nice. And
also, I'd say some schools support their families in different ways, which is absolutely fine. Some schools will share it more openly because they know that that's what their community would need, whereas some schools will maybe have a more subtle approach to it. There is no right or wrong on this one. We just want to make sure the kids are being fed, and if that's how the school wants to lead it, then that's what they'll do. It changes from setting to setting.
So the good news is, and we'll do a shout out, I put a LinkedIn post on LinkedIn, obviously. How clever am I? Saying we're going to support St Mark's Mills this year. I've been in Milton Keynes 44 years. I know, I don't look that old. But we had a couple of companies say they're going to support. So we're going to shout out about them. So Orion Finance, so Dean Brown, me and Dean went to school.
Okay.
We went to school, college, Magaluf. He's my client. He's my friend. That's a whole new podcast. Okay, so listen out to that one. He wants to support, and they do a lot of stuff for certain charities in MK anyway.
Thank you.
So we're going to lead that to you.
Great.
And then also a big shout out to. I keep shaking the desk, don't I? It's okay, because I'm giving. You're allowed to shake if you give. Richard from Will and Ice Cream.
Yes.
So do you know him anyway?
Yes, I do, because
what do you know?
I have a feeling, we had a lovely lady called Angie who used to also work with us, that she organised with him to be at one of our marathons, and he gave out an ice cream to all of those who ran for us.
Amazing.
And did some kind of fundraising for us. So yes, I have spoken to him in the past. Yeah.
So we're lining that up too, and what we're probably going to do is we'll probably load him into some events where we'll say, look, can we donate some cash? We don't want the ice cream, Richard. We want a little sample, but we want cash.
Yeah, sample would be nice.
He knows Dean Brown. So I imagine there's a little amalgamation there. Yeah. So we'll make that happen. Mm-hmm. So in theory, that's from 6 to 8, hopefully, if all the last year's supporters support again. Yeah. Do you want to give them a shout out? Because we should give a shout out to the people that already help.
I do want to give some of them a shout out. Some of them are, but some of them don't want a shout out.
That's fine. Don't talk about them.
So, I've forgotten
No,
all their names. Warner Planning, they're amazing.
I know Simon.
He did amazing step count for us.
He's a planner in Brooklands, Milton Keynes. He's got a very nice office and just a super nice guy. And if you need an architect as well, Chris is his guy who he works with. But I've met him a few years ago.
Yes, so they came and packed boxes and they did a great job at that.
Lovely.
Can you remind me? Oh, David Locke. That was it. David Locke Associates. They came very recently and they are really a great supporter of us and pack boxes, and we really value their support. Dots Chiropractor, they did used to support us.
Guess what?
I
know Lindsay.
Yeah, there you go. She was going to run for us.
She is the most bubbliest person you ever seen. Right? I can hear her for about half a mile before I even get to where she is. She's in the spa where I go. Right, I go. David Lloyd, big shout out. And you can hear her from the entrance. She's like a mile in the gym somewhere. She's great. She's just moved her practice, so she's probably been busy, and she likes a little holiday as well.
She does like holiday.
So what did she do for a run?
They did support us for a number of years, and then she was going to run for us because me and Angie and lovely
you got
Chloe,
stitched up, didn't you? You had to do the run.
Yeah, well, I was kind of. Yes. Lindsay, bless her, hurt her ankle just before, so a wonderful lady called Alex literally stepped in on the night before and ran 10k for us. And but you know what? As much as I didn't necessarily want to run 10k, we did raise quite a bit of money, so I'm very grateful for everyone who supported us with that one. But poor Lindsay unfortunately she couldn't do it, but she has done a Christmas fundraiser for us, and they're coming to pack boxes in a couple of weeks. So yeah, it'll be really nice to see them. Yeah.
Who else was there last year? 2024. Who was there?
Oh, I can't quite remember. I think I've said the ones that want to be said. I'm really sorry if I haven't.
That's fine.
But loads of other people did Christmas fundraisers for us this year as well, and there's been and I would like to shout out a load of the churches as well actually who have done just loads of different nativity collections or carol concerts for us, coffee mornings, and they did a massive job at raising a load of money for us this year, so we're really thankful for that support.
How I think you said before, because I came to the carol singing, and it's like one of my favourite things every year, honestly. And then we had, was it this year, cheesy nachos? Yeah. Cheesy nachos, like who doesn't want cheesy nachos? Pancake, like it's amazing and it's really lovely. That does quite well in terms of raising awareness, doesn't it? Yeah, if you want to come to our carol service, there'll be a big shout out. It's a bit early to be getting that. It's a bit early, January. Yeah. Come to Easter. We like to plan here on the Horizon Radio.
Yeah, but if you're free, Christmas next year, come along to our.
It could be so much bigger.
Yeah,
it's quite intimate. It's amazing, and you kind of look forward to what's coming up, and that's what you're going to serve. Yeah. Who's going to play their guitar? Like, I'm learning at the moment, and I'm like,
maybe next year it could be you.
Oh, maybe one tune. Okay, so what's a quick win? How can Horizon Radio, Boom 7, and the network in Milton Keynes help? What's kind of 3 things we can do to support?
Well, corporates, they could come and give us money regularly every
month.
Cash.
Yeah. Regular cash.
Yeah, that's number one. We like regular cash. Not saying that, another lovely corporate company called Industrious Recruitment gave us a Christmas donation and pack boxes, and they are very generous. So I'm sorry I just forgot you guys, but you are also awesome. Thank you.
What type of recruitment do they do?
They do like industrial. Yeah, it says it in the name.
What's the name?
Industrial Recruitment.
Industrious
recruitment. No, I'm so sorry.
So if you need industry, I can't even say it.
If you need I can't say it.
If you need some recruitment, go to them. They support local and they support Milton Keynes. Yeah. That's one thing. So corporate cash.
And those who do give us cash, we like corporates that give us money regularly, are always invited to come pack boxes with us. We always love to kind of engage with people who are supporting us and just like share what they're doing to help their community. And then there are some corporates that just like do a fundraiser once a year. That is also wonderful and great, and we really appreciate that. They'll also be invited. And some guys just come and pack, but then we have to be quite like that's just once and once only, because we get so many people who want to come pack with us because we're fun.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. We're about to, I told Chris this morning, we're about to launch with the cookery school, Milton Keynes Cookery School, and Bav's going to get it when I see her. She's going to all of a sudden be supporting your charity, so she don't know it yet. And I did something on LinkedIn a few weeks ago, and she was like, you didn't even tell me. I was like, yeah, but I knew you'd be up for it. So we're going to do some like cookery stuff where we'll get involved. But she's got a horse box trailer, so we're creating some brands to sell food to corporates. We're going to commit to giving you some of that.
That's very kind of you.
Right? And so we'll work together and say, like, who do you know? Who do we know? Sell them the food they want. take some profit and give it to the charity, and then it's good for social, good for awareness. We're going to try and double the 512.
Hang on, that's the plan. We're
Chris?
doubling this year.
Have you followed yet?
Yes, Chris. Yeah. Have you followed yet?
Yep. He's following. Do it now. And give me your cash.
Get your phone out.
Get your cash out. You not been listening?
Oh,
okay, we're good.
Leave him alone.
I know. And also, it's, if there's anyone out there that can come up with an idea, run the idea once it's signed off to raise money, drop you a line, because the more people that can do that.
We've got some people running the MK Marathon for us this year. So
when is
that is
roughly?
the first weekend in May, the bank holiday weekend in May. So if people want to do that, they're more than welcome to raise money for us that way. We'll be there because we're supporting. There's a guys at MK College that are running for us this year. They're doing the half marathon.
Who's that?
There's some people in. I can't shoot. I think to be honest with you, the place is so big, but they're coming to pack for us as well. So I'll get to meet them properly.
Is it the catering, or is it the hair?
No, it's in like office people.
Love that. We host the chef cook-off every year at college, so I was wondering
but they have supported us before at that, but no, these are some other people. They're in the programming, I think.
Don't worry, I should have given you as a question so you could have the answer ready for the podcast.
That would have been helpful.
Yes. I've got this number in front of me, £12,000. It's on your socials. I didn't even know what it was because I didn't have time to look at it.
That was what people raised for our Christmas fundraiser.
Last year?
Yes. And this year we had a target of 3.5 because we were being a little bit safe. But everybody was just really took hold of the campaign that we had and flew with it, which was amazing. And we had loads of people be a cracker for us this Christmas, and next year they can be a star for us this Christmas.
So if anyone wants to be a star, give us cash, come up with campaigns and support, and follow on social.
Follow on socials.
Get in contact.
Share with people what we do, and share our mission, really, which is to feed kids, and that alone is really beneficial to us.
And what you probably already started seeing is MK Eats, which is an app that I bought from a friend of mine. You are their charity of the year, so from January to December, we're going to share your posts. We're going to try and input. We're going to donate at the end of the year. We're going to try and get you some followers as well.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you.
Cash if we can, but we'll give you some cash as well. We don't want you to be busier because obviously that means there's more people who need your support. Yeah,
it's a funny one. You don't want to be busy, but you also know that if you're busy, less kids are going to bed hungry. So
100%. And, me and Paul were from Fishmead, which was actually very nice back in the day. And it's, some things aren't looked after. Even my mum's house, which is in Fishmead, the council, and we're going to talk about the council just for this, the alleyway's not even cut, so you can't walk through it. So, things get forgotten, things get left. But actually, if people work together, we can raise money. Well, Paul's doing really well.
Yeah.
We're doing really well, and we just want to support people because sometimes they don't know they've got an option. And if we can feed those little tummies, I think you call it, then that makes us feel good as well.
Yeah.
So is there anything you want to say before we go? Thank you for coming on, but is there anything, a message?
A message is thank you first to you.
Welcome.
And Chris, thank you for having me here.
The host with the most.
The host of the week.
He hasn't said a word.
He hasn't said a word, no.
Yeah, he is. If you need a DJ, Chris Gregg. Weddings, awards,
he's really chatty.
The guy. Yeah. When he gets started.
I'm sorry, Chris.
Give me cash.
My message is that as a community we can really support those in need who are going to bed hungry, and for £7 a month you can feed a family.
£7, 2 coffees.
Yes.
Two coffees.
Depending where you're going. Yeah.
Get it done, people.
Definitely 2 if you're going for oat milk,
Isn't it just?
Yeah, I know.
Well, thanks for coming on. We look forward to helping you, sharing the love and getting the name out there, and maybe we'll catch up at the end of the year, see how we're done.
Yeah, sure. I'm getting good at this now.
There you go.
Chatting.
Showing off now. Thanks for coming in. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye.